What's up guys, welcome to Sneakers Out. My name is Nelson Joe Forster and I'm sorry that I didn't upload any videos earlier. I'm actually still in university, so I have to find time to film and edit these videos. But anyway, as you have likely seen in the title of this video, I'm going to share with you how I managed to go from 300 euros in my bank account to 3,000 euros, only reselling sneakers. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So in this video, I'm mostly going to talk about different steps that I did and that any beginner who wants to make money reselling sneakers should do. So if you don't have that first bit of capital, because not everybody has money to spend on investments, and you don't want to get a proper job to begin that capital, well, you can start doing little jobs for your neighbours, for example, cutting the grass or taking their dog for a little walk, or loads of other little jobs that could earn you some money. This first step is always the most tiring one if you don't have the first bit of capital, but then it becomes very fun. You could also use a credit card, but I don't recommend it to you if you're not really good with money. You could also ask your family. Don't be scared to ask your family. They probably have a bit of money that they could lend you and that you could use to be able to start your bit of capital. In my case, well, I started with some of my savings money. Once you found that little bit of capital that you need to start, well, let's go to step 2. Well, firstly, you can participate on the Sneaker app and enter in the raffles. The only thing is that you have to wait. You have to wait to win. You never know if you're going to win or not. You just have to wait. It's not the most exciting one, but it is the most safe one. Knowing that if you manage to actually get a pair on the Sneaker app or win a pair in the raffles, well, you can actually hold them or flip them. I'm going to do another video talking all about that precisely. But take care, because not all sneaker raffles can make you money. Some of the sneakers actually can brick after the release. Brick means that the resale prices after the release are lower than the retail price. And if you do buy a sneaker that does brick, well, it doesn't matter. It will happen to you. It happened to me, it happens to everyone. What you have to do is not give up. You will only learn from your mistakes. If you are a beginner and you want to make money, I don't recommend you buying them from StockX, Goat, Collect, and all those other marketplaces, because you will have to hold your purchases for quite some time and you won't be able to resell them straight away to make profit, because you're actually buying them at the price of the market and you won't be able to sell them higher than that price. By buying them locally from other resellers, by using Facebook, Instagram and other social medias, you will be able to meet with the resellers and negotiate your way through the best price possible. But that's not what I did, because, well, I live in France and I live in the middle of nowhere. So it's quite hard, quite tricky to actually find people wanting to resell sneakers when there's no one around. So what I did, and I think is the best option, is to buy them from what I call interaction marketplaces, such as eBay, Grailed and Vinted, where you can talk directly to the resellers and again negotiate the price, but with there being at the same time that middleman. That enables you to feel much safer when you're ordering on internet. If you don't receive what you paid for, well, you can easily be reimbursed by that middleman. That guarantee comes with a little fee, but nothing too crazy, and I think it's 100% worth it. And this third option is mostly how I managed to go from my first 300 euro investments into a capital that I still continue investing today, being around 3,000 euros. But how exactly did I do that? The lower you will pay for your purchases, the most profit you will make reselling them. In this video, I'm only going to talk briefly about this because there's going to be another video coming out soon about all the different methods that I use. But basically what you want to do is go on these interaction marketplaces and just look around for a few pairs that you think are legit and that you think you can make some money on. When you've found a few pairs that you're interested in, then comes the moment when you're gonna have to try and decrease the seller's price. To do that, you're gonna have to follow 3 important rules. The most important one being courtesy. You have to be polite. I like to think that the first impression is the key. No one wants to do business with someone disrespectful and someone who only cares about money and their own interest. So a good way to start your conversation with them would be, for example, and these are totally my examples, you don't have to follow them at all if you don't like them, but I would say, hey, those sneakers are sick. Where did you buy them from? That's where you're polite, show an interest, and at the same time, you're asking for valuable information that will help you figure out if the seller is legit or not. The next step is to gather up what I like to call the positive information. That being all the information that is beneficial for you and that you can use to try and lower the reseller's original price. For example, the condition of the shoes that you would like to buy. If they are used, or if the reseller mentions that they have been worn only once, like many people do, you can use it as an advantage. And also, don't forget to ask about the box condition. If it's not in a perfect state, well, you can also use that in your interest. But what if everything is in perfect condition? Well, still by using only positive information, you can still try and decrease the price. That being by mentioning to the reseller that you have the buyer protection fee and also the cost of shipping the shoes to you that you also have to pay on top of his price. At that point, the reseller has most certainly reduced his or her price, and if that price suits you, well, you can go and proceed with payment. But if the price still hasn't changed or not as much as you would like it to be, well, I think it's time to use the last but not least rule on my list. That being the budget rule. What you're going to do is share with the reseller how much is the most that you can afford for his or her pair of shoes, but actually being a bit more. Okay, for example, if the original price of the pair of shoes is 200 euros, someone's selling them for 200 euros, but I only can afford 180 euros max, well, I'm gonna say to that reseller that I can buy them for 160, no more. From there, the basic rules of negotiation begins. The seller lower his or her price and I increase mine until we both agree on a price. In my example, well, it's probably going to be around 180, and that's perfect because that's how much I could afford to still be profitable in the end. So that's basically how I managed to buy shoes at the best price possible and then resell them on the different marketplaces. And that's mostly how I found the money to be able to have a sneaker collection. But I only started buying sneakers for my own collection when I actually knew that I had enough capital maintaining my investments. Because one of the keys to succeed when you're beginning is to always reinvest your profits. So that's it for this video. I hope I managed to help you out a little bit on your journey to becoming successful sneaker resellers. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every 100 subscribers, I order and open with you a mystery box. So go and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.